Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. Fancy reliving the glory days without emptying your pockets, getting this season's kits without leaving yourself skint? Well, you can at okjersey.com, where retro kits and this season's fits from every major beast across Europe and the Premier League don't break the bank. That iconic Leeds 70s strip, Liverpool's 89 Hillsborough Heroes, Manchester United's 99 Treble Terror, and even Arsenal's invincible Shimmer. Juve Black and White Zebra Classics, Real Madrid's Galactico Whites. What a player R9 was. Inter's Nazuri Nights under the San Siro lights. PSG's stylish 90s flair. OK Jersey have got them all. Direct from all the vaults. Authentic retro fire at prices that leave change for a pie at the match. No fancy markups, just pure kit passion. Free shipping for all orders over €50. And if you're part of the Just Joe family, you can drop the code JUST at checkout for 8% off. Because supporting the Mighty Whites for your continental crush, Tacticos, Barca, I'm looking at you. So gear up, don't break the bank, and go to okjersey.com, where history and current prices are affordable. Scan the QR code now, hit the link in the comments, and don't forget to use code JUST at checkout for 8% off. Peace out. Now let's get back to the boss show. Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. Do you know what? I feel like I'm failing in comparison to your presenting skills. I just want to say, Lou, before we get started, I watched the video because I wanted to make sure it was fresh. So I watched it just before the presser, and I thought it was great, mate. And I know I said I wouldn't jump straight into this, but I just want to say, like, you've come so far, right? From doing like just stuff to now, like being.
It's funny you say that.
Yeah,
it's funny you say that because the first thing I was going to say on the back of what I've just seen is like, the budget's gone up on JUSTJOE, hasn't it? Since I was like, what's going on? But what I will say, was that you promoting a Man United shirt there? I saw.
I know everyone kills me for that. Everyone kills me for that. It's just a fucking shirt, man.
How are you, mate? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. It's great to have you on. It's great to catch up. It's great to see you doing so well.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
Yeah. And the video was quality. As I say, we're going to get stuck into that video. No doubt everyone's watched it, but Lewis has done, I guess, part 2, and I guess an advancement on his original video that he did on the Leeds Chelsea rivalry. So, that we'll touch on that. But before we do, what I wanted to do, mate, listen, folks, I normally do a press conference reaction. Main talking point, James is out for a long time. Other than that, it was just about formations and stuff. We'll touch on it towards the end. But I wanted to just speak to Lewis about where he's at currently. I see a few tweets here and there. Try not to engage on X as much as I used to. I think it's a brutal place. But talk to me about Leeds United, where we're at this season, how you're feeling. 2 tough games coming up as well. Talk to me, bro.
Yeah. I mean, look, off the bat, at the moment, I can't tell you 3 worse teams than us in the Premier League, and that's where we're at. It's just important to be realistic. I know you have certain opinions on Daniel Farke, etc. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Of course.
I think it's just important to be realistic. Right now, there are not 3 worse teams in the Premier League. There's probably 2 catchable teams, arguably 1, but 2 at the moment. I think Forest will be absolutely fine in the long run, to be perfectly honest. I think West Ham may be the only one right now. It's between us and West Ham. I think Wolves are gone. I think Burnley's a weird one because the noise around Burnley is non-existent, really. It's just as though everyone expected them to be there. They expect to be there, is what it is. There's no real uproar on their side. I'm not seeing anything that manager or players, or they're just sort of like,
Funny you say that, mate, because I'm part of the Finalysis, obviously, the Leeds Finalysis, and they ranked how you're doing this season manager-wise, and Leeds United had Farke in the bottom 3 as a collective, whereas the Burnley fans had Farke like almost 10th. So they're like accepting of where they are as a fan base. They knew where they're supposed to be. Do you know what I mean? So I guess that's why you don't hear enough of it, I guess.
Yeah, so just in terms of where I'm at with Leeds, I mean, look, it's bizarre that sort of last season we stormed the league, and I actually got to the point where I didn't enjoy going to Elland Road because the atmosphere was flat. There was no jeopardy. it just got a bit, I don't want to say boring, because obviously there's people who would kill to go to games, and I'm in a privileged position. But it was, there were a few games where it's just like, you turn up, it's silent, we turn a team over 3-0, you go home, and I don't necessarily go to football for that, so my own personal enjoyment just sort of declined a bit, whereas now, even though we're not storming the league and we're not turning teams over every week, I'm enjoying going more because I'm not going to games necessarily knowing what the outcome's going to be to an extent. Away games more so than home games, you know what the outcome's going to be at the moment. But I'm going into Chelsea Wednesday thinking we can get a result against them. I'm going into Liverpool at the weekend thinking we can get a result again. I don't think we've had a single bad home performance at all.
No, I don't.
Villa, arguably the worst.
I thought we were good though in the first half, Lou.
I thought we were good. We had a good start. I mean, how many games can we say that about this season? But
yeah,
I think ultimately, to answer your question, where I'm at with Leeds United is, I'm all right. Like, there's a few niggles and a few complaints, and I've got to the point personally now where, especially after Villa, I was like, maybe it's time now. And I'm not really one to dig anyone out. I don't dig manager out. I don't dig players out. I'm very reserved in terms of losing my head. I try and stay level-headed. I try and just speak devil's advocate most of the time and sort of just take a step back and view it. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that comes with my job and everything like that as well. Just how, I mean, you know how I was when I was younger, just on Twitter all day, just like bang, 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 bang. But
it
like
was fucking violent. Lewis used to wake up and choose violence. That was Lewis's thing.
Honestly, all day just arguing on Twitter. Oh yeah, mate. Back in the day, it was rife. But I got to the point after Villa where I was like, I think we may have seen enough now.
Okay. So second half against City, does that give you renewed optimism? Because I do feel the Farke out stuff has died down since City. Whereas if we'd have just, we lose 2-0 and second half comes and they get another 2, it'd have been get him out. I think people have seen that second half and gone, do you know what? Let's see what we get against Chelsea then.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I think because he changed it up, and let's be frank, a lot of people have been crying out for that formation for a while now, or at least give it a stab. And it was a stab in the dark at halftime. It's paid off. So I think now it's bought him that bit of right. Okay, do this and let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
But if that doesn't work,
then it's time. Yeah.
Then it's time.
Even I would say that, and I like the manager. So I get it.
I think it just needed to be a case of, after that Villa game, my mindset was something big needs to change now. The players can't be replaced. The board can't be replaced. And so, as always, it comes on the manager. But it was between they change the manager or the manager changes it. And Farke, I really like him. I do. But he's very stubborn. Very set in his ways. A lot of managers are. Bielsa was. Bielsa absolutely was. But the difference is that we became accepting of the fact that he had a plan A and majority of the time no plan B. He just played his way. He had his own philosophy. But we were accepting of the fact that one week we'd go out and batter someone 5-2 and another week we'd go and lose 6-0. And that was entertaining because what we were actually watching was jaw-dropping at times. The counter-attacks and the little 1-2s and the man marking and everything like that. It was, but under Farke, it's not necessarily the most entertaining football to watch. And so I feel as though people are less accepting of the fact that he's sticking to that one plan A.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But now we've seen that he can change it and it can possibly work. I think people are now just like, okay, give me 2-3 games of that.
Yeah.
See where we end up. We've got 2 home games now against 2 teams that are, Liverpool are dodgy in general, but both dodgy away form. Chelsea's got an edge to it anyway, of course, as we'll get into.
Yeah, man.
Under the lights, Elland Road, atmosphere will be buzzing. Everyone will be up for that. Both Leeds and Chelsea alike. You just never know. And as I say, we'll get into it. But that Leeds Chelsea game, it doesn't matter if one team's the top of the league and one team's the bottom. There just always seems to be shock results and goals
Yeah,
and red
definitely.
cards, and it just seems to be that type of game. So I absolutely am going into every home game, but especially Chelsea tomorrow with confidence, because why not, man?
Exactly. Why not? Exactly. I'm the same as you, mate, and we will bring in that. We'll bring in the Chelsea vid now. It's interesting. I'm quite I like hearing your thoughts, mate. They sort of align with me, if I'm being totally honest. At this moment in time, anyway, I am going to have to bring this up, mate, not to dig you out, but Mr.
Go on.
Dodo's but Lewis pre-Colgate Turkey collab was ruthless, which I think is so good.
Ah!
Hang on. Okay, well, it's a beauty, Mr. Dodo, I have to say. But yeah, I've uploaded the video, folks. For those who haven't seen, Lewis, do you want to just give people a little synopsis of what you have created before I show the preview?
Once dubbed them. No, line for line. That's my synopsis. It's just 60 years of the rivalry from 64 to 24. Delves into a lot of things that I'm assuming people won't know. I mean, perfect example the other day, went out for a bit of food with my mate, and he went, "Oh, how's that documentary coming along?" Blah, blah. I said, "Oh, what's it about again?" So the Leeds Chelsea rivalry. He went, What?
Yeah, exactly.
So the Leeds. So that was perfect answer for me, because I'm like, it's people like you. There will be Leeds fans, there will be Chelsea fans who aren't aware of the ins and outs, but especially neutrals. I wanted it to appeal to everyone and just be like, look, this was one of the most brutal rivalries in English football, and it's still relevant today. Here's why. Here's why it was relevant in the 70s. Here's why it was relevant in the 90s. Here's why it's relevant now. Yeah.
Exactly. Let's have a little snippet of this, folks.
Once dubbed the most brutal in English football.
This game has history.
Is a grudge match that goes back 60 years.
Beaten by, oh my goodness.
And yet many people don't even know why.
They pulled the biggest fucking axe out of its coat I've ever seen.
This is Leeds United versus Chelsea.
This is Chelsea versus Leeds revisited. Feet flying all over the place.
Filthiest FA Cup ever. Riot on the London Underground.
Throwing bricks, fucking, yeah, really bad.
Great stuff, mate. Great. Honestly, it's quality. It's great to see the levels that you've gone to from your your first stuff. You've always tried to push the envelope, tried to do new things within the space, the game shows, all that always took it to another level. So it's great to see, mate. How was it making it? Obviously going down and going down to Stamford Bridge, for example, having to speak to Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
Were you met with a few, some saying, "Oh, fuck off," or what? Like, how did it go?
I was, yeah. I think I was naive, actually, to how strong the feeling was on their side. And look, I'll be clear that it is more the older Chelsea fans. Spoke to a few younger, and they were just like, we're playing Ajax in half an hour. I don't care.
What's a lead? What's a lead?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there was a few that was like, yeah, I'm aware of it, or I knew they were in the Champions League ages ago. I'm like, that hurts. Thank you for saying that. Great.
Yeah.
But yeah, more the older Chelsea fans. There were a few that sort of was like, "Oh, can we have a minute of your time?" They come over and say, "Hey, what's it about, pal?" So I'm doing a document. I know you're playing Ajax in half an hour, but it's said the same to everyone. Teed it up the same for everyone. It's like, I know you're playing Ajax in half an hour. It's really random, but we're doing a documentary about the Chelsea elite. Nah, mate, not fucking interested. What? Genuinely, I had that about only about 3-4 times, but every time you could sort of just see the facial expression change, and even I were a bit taken back by, oh, okay. It's then. Because they'll have certain specific memories or encounters or things like that where it's completely just, I don't want not to do with them or it. And yeah, I was naive, I think, to how strong it was on their side. Because obviously, I knew I could go into the Peacock, as you'll see in the doc. I knew I could go into the Peacock and just go, what do you think of Chelsea? And everyone would have the same answer. I knew that would be easy peasy. But yeah, I didn't quite know what to expect going down to Chelsea. I knew that there wouldn't be any trouble as such. Like, it's nothing like that now.
No.
I know no one's going to grab hold of me or anything, or I mean, maybe if they had a few drinks, but I did not encounter that right person at the right time. But yeah, there was a bit of that, and I was a bit taken back, but also I was happy, because it showed that, or it proved to me that I could follow a narrative of. I don't have to spin a narrative to sort of make this seem like it's still relevant now.
Of course, yeah.
It just, and the best thing about putting something together and editing something and doing the research and putting all those hours in and blah blah blah, when it starts to come together, is the best thing is to notice a storytelling narrative that's very easy to follow and intertwine. And I know people are now, because I mean, thank God the video is flying and the feedback around it. Like, I'm just glad it's paid off, because I mean, mate, it was a slog. Like, you get to the point where you're just like, I ain't gonna get this done, or like, you don't do it for 2-3 days because you just need a breather. I was doing like 10-hour edits, like sessions, solid, just like with toilet and food breaks. That's it. Just because I'm like, I got it done with 10 days before release, because I was just at it. And
I guess it's great to see it, and then, like you say, get all that positive praise. It's come together great, because listen, nowhere near to the level you are, but I might pay someone to do an edit or whatever, and then it bombs, and you just think, oh, what was the fucking point? Should have just clicked live. So I get it. You probably have all that in the back of your mind. You've spent money to get to London. You've employed someone to do the camera work for you, and all that sort of stuff that people probably don't think about when they see a video. So to see it come out as well as it did, mate, it was quality, man.
Thank you, mate, and I appreciate you sort of shedding light on what goes into it, because as you say, a lot of people won't know. I did sort of do a little BTS post with me like messing lines.
I've seen it, mate. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, just like, if you can't laugh at yourself, do you know what I mean? It's my first real presenting project.
I was going to ask you that. Is that something you're going to look to do more of? Because I think you were great at it, mate. And obviously you've got the mind for. See, for me, I could do a present, but I wouldn't have the mind to do this, do that, and have it come together like that. Do you see what I'm saying? I think you've got to have a certain. I can story tell, but I couldn't put pieces together. I think, you know. So
yeah, I mean, I think I know what you're saying. I think I have that in my brain, but it's still hard to do for anyone, I think. I mean, so I had the whole plan. I mean, I still got it there, and I posted a couple sort of screenshots of it, but I have an entire plan. I mean, what's an exclusive? I had an entire plan just in my notes of both the script and the edit plan, and a load of timestamps in highlights and stuff that I'd watched, and then a playlist full of highlights, and then I've got to rip all that, and then so it's like, it's a lot that goes into it. But it was this. If it will focus, so you're not going to be able to see the words, but it's long.
I saw it on Instagram. Yeah, I did see all that. Yeah.
So, just in terms of piece to camera, voiceover, cue this, cue that, and it's one plan. So, whereas I get what you mean in terms of you understanding it in your brain or not, I still had to have it written down. And I was still constantly like checking my phone in between takes. Doing it live would be a whole different kettle of fish, mate. Like I still, if I'm completely honest, like I still did 4 to 6 takes on each line, just for different variety, but also just because I kept forgetting there's that much. So I appreciate you saying that I'm good, because that was my most I was most nervous about that, how that would be received, because it's my first time properly doing it. And yeah, absolutely, that's what I want to be doing more of, and I want to be leaning into more on-camera stuff, as I'm sure you've seen. But mainly the presenting, hosting thing is what I'm. Yeah. Not.
And obviously, you're in the right position, I guess, to maybe get some opportunities like that as well.
Yeah, and not that I'm going to turn my back on sort of the whole videography thing, because that's my bread and butter, man. Like I do love editing. It can be long, it can be stressful, but I mean, people that have watched me of old will know that the first real sort of thing I became known for, I guess, was the promo edits and things like that before the match day stuff started to become central, because there were other people in the scene at the time who were doing that more prominently and better than me. So my main sort of thing was the promo edits, and then if I'm honest, lockdown's what did it, mate. Innit? It's like when we started doing the game
Yeah.
shows and stuff together,
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that started to come about. It was like,
Of course.
there's a wide range of variety here. And then
Yeah.
the
So
the
when I
match stuff
first
is
started doing lives on All Leeds TV, I was like, oh my God, this is a new world, you know? And and like the majority of my content now is live, you know, it just snowballs. So yeah, it's great to see, mate. Honestly, it's a great edit. And if you did have sort of plans, what would you do next? Are you looking to maybe do one for January for Manchester United? Have you got enough time? Obviously, it takes a while to put together.
Man United will be happening. It's not going
Yeah.
to be done for Jan. I need a
No, of
break.
course. Yeah, no, I get it, man.
But the good thing is that there's an international break before we play them away.
March,
So there's a gap that week. So it'd be perfect to go out then. So I'll start probably planning after we play them in Jan. So I'll sort of obviously incorporate that game when we win, and then I'll start putting that together and hopefully get that done for the away game. But yeah, the thing with Man United is that, and again, this is what's so interesting about the Chelsea rivalry, is that the Man United thing was born out of the War of the Roses, Yorkshire-Lancashire thing. Like, it was just there anyway. Leeds-Chelsea actually was forged in the 70s and stuff.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't
it's
it?
so random. And I think Leeds must be the only club in the country that have two separate rivalries with London clubs. It's bizarre. So yeah, there's Millwall as well. There's Bradford City. The 100%. Bradford City thing was huge back in the day, and I think now they've just become so irrelevant to Leeds. The flip of Leeds-Chelsea, actually, which
it's I guess, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about, actually, because Leeds mentioned it. It is hard for me, you know, seeing a younger generation of fans saying, "We don't give a shit about Leeds," because I'm like, oh, you should, and I want you to, because I want that rivalry back. And the only way it will come back is just by playing regularly. So we have to stay in the Premier League, because I bet, like you said, there's certain generations of fans that probably were like, what are you going on about, you know?
Exactly, mate. And do you know what it is? As I've just touched on Bradford City there, you speak to a Leeds fan of a certain age, maybe even yourself, or it might just be slightly older than you, but you speak to a Leeds fan of a certain age and they will go, Leeds-Bradford, big rivalry. Me personally, I know now, because I'm Leeds obsessed and I go back and watch full games and read up on things, and just because that's just how I am. And obviously with my job and everything like that as well, we literally cover Bradford City. So I get all that from the Bradford City side. So I now understand how sort of big that was. But to Leeds, in the same way to Chelsea, as this documentary touches on, Chelsea fans of a certain age are very much obviously aware of it. And the younger Chelsea fans will have whispers of it or a bit of an understanding, but not really care enough to go and find out about it. Whereas Leeds, and that's because Chelsea went on such a different path to Leeds, obviously, right? Whereas Leeds fans in general, and this is me speaking neutrally because this is how I wanted the documentary to be, Leeds fans in general, myself included, are a very bitter fan base, and on a level, very delusional fan base of we think we're still where we were 20, 25 years ago. And the realism of that is we're not. We're not. We are a club that's played the majority of the last 20 years in the second tier of English football.
I think that's why you're more accepting of where we are now in the league as well, because I am. Because I realise, you know, when we went up under Bielsa, I was like, "Fuck this, we're back," and then it was like, right, okay, we're a long way off.
We're a big club, right?
Yes.
But
It's
we're
like
not a big team.
Giant,
There's a difference. We're not a big team. We're a big club. There's a difference, and people fail to understand that. We haven't been a big team since 2001. Right, but we're a big club. Yeah, emotional. We are an emotional, bitter, delusional fan base. And because of that, father to son, as someone, as a fan says in the doc, my dad and my mum and my dad and my grandma and everyone, like, teaches you, you hate Chelsea and you hate Man United. You don't really understand why growing up as a kid. You just know that you do. And then eventually you maybe read into it or whatever, but you just are taught you hate Man United and you hate Chelsea. As Bradford City fans, are taught growing up, you hate Leeds United.
Yeah.
Why? They don't really know. So it's that thing, whereas Chelsea fans don't necessarily bring their kids up going, you hate Leeds United.
No.
They bring their kids up going, you hate Spurs, you hate Barcelona.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Barca's one.
So it's that difference of an entire generation has passed it by. We have become an afterthought to Chelsea, irrelevant. Just accept that we are because we are. But this documentary explores the reasoning behind that, the psyche of it, even the ideologies, the difference in ideologies between the club geographically. It goes into everything like that, and I'm glad that I got the opportunity to speak to both Leeds and Chelsea fans firsthand to sort of be like, look, I'm not here to tell the audience what the crack is or what Leeds think of Chelsea or vice versa. You tell them.
Yeah, yeah.
And they do. And it's very interesting and in a way, as I say, sort of promising and a bit of a relief to know that it is still very much on their side. They just probably think or talk about it less because we're not a competitive threat to them and haven't been for 20 odd years now.
Yeah. But let's hope, obviously, going into tomorrow's game, we can fuck shit up and get a result. How are you feeling ahead of that, Lou?
Very confident, mate. Just, I mean, it may be, it's just blind hope, I guess, but maybe I'm getting caught up in the not only the hype of my doc, but like I'm seeing a lot of other edits on TikTok and things like that, and tweets, and especially after the City result, and there's just something there, and again, it has an edge to it, regardless of all that, of course. Wednesday night, under the lights, Elland Road, against one of your biggest rivals, coming off the back of a promising second half against the second, arguably third best team in the league at the moment, one of the best teams in the world, in poor form as well, and you just think, like, just have them. You know what I mean? Just like, it's at home. So it'll be 4-0 Chelsea. But it'll be 4-0 Chelsea, but you know.
No, man. Nah, we're gonna fuck shit up. We're gonna
I'm confident, man. I'm just
we need
again, it is a bit of blind up, but I just think it's a game that is irrespective of league positions and form and everything like that. It's just 11v11.
Yeah. My hope is,
night.
mate, last time Chelsea were beat was against Sunderland.
Yep.
Maybe they take Sunderland lightly at home. If they're going to take Leeds lightly, they're coming into what will be a bear pit. There'll be optimism, at least until the lineup's announced anyway, unless he goes back to 4-3-3. That might quickly dissipate. But if he does go 3-5-2 starting, I think the crowd will be bouncing and buoyant, and then Chelsea will have a game on their hands and hopefully we'll win. I think we'll win as well, mate. I've got us down for 2-1. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I think we could do them 1-0.
1-0, yeah.
Which is optimistic to say we keep a clean sheet, but
Palmer's back as well. I think Palmer might.
Yeah, Palmer's back. I think, but if he plays the 5 back, there, 3, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course I do, mate.
Then, I mean, it's probably likelier now he does that. Now James is out as well.
Yeah.
You know, the lineup will pop up tomorrow. It'll be Brendan Aronson right wing, Okafor left wing, and DCL up front.
Exactly.
But look, and then if it's that, then my opinion may differ slightly. But hey, Brendan Aronson scored against Chelsea last time.
He did, man. He did.
So you know, that's probably the best thing he's ever done in a Leeds shirt, and the best thing he may ever do. But let's not get into that. It'd be like the Tyler Roberts days on the midweek fix.
Yeah, I remember that was. Wild on it, Tyler. It's mad when you see some of the career trajectories of people like Roberts and Shackleton, and you just think, how were these playing in the Premier
but every
League?
manager's got that player, man.
Yeah,
Bielsa's player was Roberts. Like, just every, you know, as much as we love Bielsa and everything like that, it was like, what has Tyler Roberts got over 100%. You? You know, Jesse Marsh had his players, and Farke's got Aronson, so you know, I like it all on pit. But yeah, let's see what lineup he puts out. But if he makes a change, as he did at City, then I think we give him a game.
Something. Yeah, I do as well. Listen, folks, we will need to wrap up. I've got to go and pick the little ones up. She's at Ninja Warrior tonight with a football team. I would have liked to Look at this from Danny. He says, my player was Joe. Everyone kept telling me to drop him, and I kept him as skipper, obviously for the Yorkshire Roses. It was good, man. It was good. Well, Lewis, do you want to give an impassioned rant for people to go check it out, or shall I just play the video as our outro? What would you like?
I'll say, yeah, we'll do both. Just if you've not watched it, I urge you to go and watch it ahead of the game tomorrow. I feel as though you learn a lot and have a better understanding and just ultimately be more hyped going into it. Go and give it a watch on LUFC Lewis.
I'm even on my watch along, mate, and just keep playing it every so often and be like, fucking come on!
Just every 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Run it back.
Yeah, brilliant. But I'll play that as an outro, folks. Lewis, thanks as always for coming on. I'll probably have a preview dropping either tomorrow morning or later on this evening, just a short little pre-record as per, folks. Big up, make sure you go subscribe to Lewis. You probably already are, but if you haven't, make sure you check the video straight after this. I'll put it in the comments as well. It's a banger. And we'll leave you with this preview.
Once dubbed the most brutal in English football,
This game has history.
is a grudge match that goes back 60 years.
Beaten by, oh my goodness.
And yet many people don't even know why.
They pulled the biggest fucking axe out of its coat I've ever seen.
This is Leeds United versus Chelsea.
This is Chelsea versus Leeds revisited. Feet flying all over the place.
Filthiest FA Cup ever. Riot on the London Underground.
Throwing bricks, fucking, yeah, really bad.